The whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way couldn't keep us from the sea. Here we stand, open arms. This is home where we are, ever strong in the world that we made. I still hear you in the breeze, see your shadows in the trees, holding on, memories never change.
Give me one moment, guys. Give me one moment. And I was gonna show the game right away, but I realized I need to add one last thing. Hold that thought. Y'all better keep holding it. Hold it. Keep holding it. Minecraft games. Yes. Click these off. How's they leaving Discord server? Nothing new. Okay. Let's get this open too. Like we'll put this right here. Okay. Now I think we could show this. Take that off. Check, check. Alright, and we're good. Alright, sorry about that. There we go. For the people coming by right now, what's up, guys? Good to see you all. And I may have to check the stream levels again just to make sure the mic's actually on. Yeah, let me actually check real quick what that thought. It is, hold on. It is on. Okay, cool. Just gotta make sure on that one. And one more thing I do need to possibly do as well. And I'm probably gonna go ahead and show this off as well. go. We're gonna go to this one right here. Oh yeah, huh? Alright, we're ready. So, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Matthew. Welcome back to a brand new Pack Boys Minigames Server stream. I haven't done this ever since the last one. I wanted to get to it, but then I decided to talk about a future update what I was going to be doing with the Pack Boys on here. I talked to Blonde on here, and as a matter of fact, I was glad I was able to show her some things off camera, what was going to be happening, and she agreed to it. I just got to talk to Tussle and Baggy next. I did talk to them about getting 2 new builders, but I'm not going to reveal who they are yet because they haven't, I haven't gone up to them yet for the proposition. So for right now, let me go ahead and make this one pretty simple. Let me go ahead and head back to the lobby. So as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to show you guys 2 things. When I say 2, I mean 2 lobbies. I'm going to explain what I mean by that in just a moment. And if those wondering, I am taking a break from the second map of Turf Wars. It's not because I'm running out, I didn't run out the idea of it. It's because at the moment, I'm not trying to focus on it. Because it's not needed. It was around the time where I agree with the Pack Boys where like we should be focusing on updating the main minigames and the main maps before you even try adding in new ones, which I do agree with. That's why for me, I stopped doing the Sky Wars as well, because it was a good point, because there's no point of us trying to release something that's not complete at first. There's no point of us trying adding in something new when the main stuff's not completed, or updated or remastered, you know? So, let me see. So far, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Battledome UHC, we're still trying to discuss how we want to do that one. That one's going to be a little bit interesting. For us, we still want to do that like off of Random Worlds, because that's how the minigames are represented, depending how people still see them to this day. If people want us to do it on the minigame server in our own fashion style, then the boys and I will discuss that on our own terms to see how we would do it. But for now, the project can stay off. But for the time being, Murder Mystery is going to be the main focus. And we're going to go ahead and do this too. Do map 1. At least for the time being. And let me see too. Looks like all of them have the right glow. I think mine was right here. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, so Murder Mystery is the next big project because we're almost done. Like, we mastering each of the minigames, at least in its hardcore style, than what it was 11 years ago. So, I think we're getting closer and closer. The only other 2 minigames that we're having a hard time trying to deal with is the Super Boat Racers and Fireworks PvP. Fireworks PvP was a made-up minigame mode that was made by some old school pack members back in the old days, where we don't exactly know what we want to do with it, and we don't know if it's even possible for that minigame to even work out to this generation of Minecraft players. So it's a 50-on-50 chance that this one may be removed, or this one might be changed up completely just from its minigame title itself. So we haven't got the chance to discuss it yet, but we will soon. And I do plan a day where all of us are actually on here again, just like how it was like a few months ago. Some of us have been on here, just that we haven't had time. And of course, these are the new ones that we do want to get to. of course, as well. And for those who've been wanting another open beta, I definitely want to as well. Trust me, I would love to bring in more players who love the minigame server back on here, and I bring in new ones that have been wanting to give them a gigantic go, and I'm ready for it as well. However, there are a couple other things. Other than these three mini games, we still need to finish up the lobby, and Tasso has had the chance to really hop back on here. But knowing him, he wants to do it when we're on here, which is more understandable. But even when he spends a lot of time on one night, he makes amazing progress. Like, trust me when I say that. So it is worth the wait of him, being on here rarely. Same thing for Baggy. He's still busy with school, but he has been doing a lot more better job on making time. Blonde, she just gotta know when, while hopping on here. And of course for Queen J and Olex and some others, I will be hitting them up as well. But of course I want to make it a day where we're all available at a specific time. So at least this way no one's really backing out of it, Where we all got the same vibe and feeling what we want to focus on. So, yeah, that's the main plan. And don't worry, we've been communicating. I know that's been the one thing that when it comes to minigame servers is that people always think that we giving up projects or we giving up certain things. We really don't. Yo, made it. How's it going, Iggy? You missed out on the before introduction to a good laddie. So, this is the murder mystery map. To be honest, this one's more like a random one. Because we're actually calling this one Lifeway XL. Or at least the map of it. And as a matter of fact, speaking of it, I forgot to show off the second part. So hold on. I gotta get to right here. Like right here. Alright. Alright, so this was the second part I almost forgot about. So this one here is kind of like more like a combination of two minigames in one. So let me explain. This was back then. Oh no. I'll watch after stream. And no worries. It was like just going over like an update for like when people wanted the open beta for the Pack Boys Minigames Server. But yeah, it's not as long. So for this one, let me see. Monody Mysteries is now making its way towards the minigame roster. The room is considered to be minigames for hide and seek and Monody Mystery back in 2016. Background story, by the way. Back in long time ago. Back in 10 years, baby. 10 years of this bullshit. The pack made a decision to put these minigames together as one, but of course leaving them separated too. If you all like to see two minigames in one, let us know in the Pack Boys Discord minigame server. Chat along what it could be improved, nerf, and / etc. And to that day we've been keeping. And this is what we've been doing so far. So, Toy Creation Club for the hide and seek has already been fully remastered already by myself and Baggy, and we were really proud of it. It was probably one of my greatest remasters of all time that I've ever done for such a little map, and yet it's so special too. Lifeway XL, that one's gonna be the interesting challenge. Because this one was done by not only the Pack Boys, but also done by the Lifeway group as well, with Queen J and Odex at them. So, this is like one of those maps of where the only way it can be fully remastered or remade is when the two groups come back together. Luckily, I do have contact with them, and I do talk to them from time to time as well. So, this will be perfect. Only this thing is that because of the redstone we did back then 10 years ago is so old, older than freaking Hercules himself, we're gonna have to redo all the redstone. And this is something that we were prepared for. Let's see, so let's get out here. And by the way, Iggy, if you have many questions for the Pack Boys Minigame Server, I say go ahead and start typing them in now. Because trust me, every question will be answered the best way possible. Like, this is the moment in time whenever I do the minigame server streams. I always tell my viewers, if you guys have any specific questions for it at all, like, just go ahead and start throwing them out there in chat, and then they will be answered right away by me, Baggy, or whoever is around. Speaking of Baggy Boy, let me see if he's gonna be on. May I join us? Bruh. It's a short. Hold on. Gonna be on tonight. Alright. So, Life by XL is more like a random theme. How many minigames are there? So far, when it comes to original minigames, let me see. Let's go back and recheck because I think we're over 30. And back in what was it? 2019 was the last time anyone hopped on the server, because around that time was when it was shut down due to Minecraft Bedrock becoming a thing. Let's see. So at least for the original minigames, we have a total of 1, 2. Let me see. I don't want to confuse my brain here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 minigames. This is for the original one, by the way. And then now it will be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I think what it was that we had to remove some certain minigames because they weren't able to exist anymore, especially for this generation. So, at least so far, there's going to be 26 minigames. And what's going to be even more incredible, this will be, and I can confirm this too, a gigantic combination of Java minigames, Minecraft Lucky Blocks, Minecraft Race, or Lucky Block Race, and Minecraft Battle Dome, Minecraft UHC Ultra Hardcore, and there's so many nostalgia games that everyone's been wanting to see in the Minecraft Bedrock Edition generation for so long that we're gonna be the only ones actually doing, at least so far. So it's gonna be nice, full of nostalgia to see that. Huh? If anything, I don't mind helping if needed. So although that wasn't a question, I'm still willing to answer that. Basically, the Pack Boys and I don't exactly try to get people to help us, because the problem is this is a very important project, and it's a 10-year project that was started back in 2010. And when I made the announcement to the Pack Boys in secret that the Pack Boys Minigames Server was coming back, it brought tears to their eyes. And this is a special project where we normally wouldn't let any viewers help us, because the only way it could get remastered or remade is by the same people who started it all. Like, this is like a personal special project to us, the Pack. However, there will be moments where we are willing to give propositions, but I cannot reveal anything about that just yet, because funny enough how you actually said that, I actually just mentioned that in the beginning. So if you want after stream, you can definitely check that out. Yeah, if How to Minecraft was one of those special series, the Pack Boys Minigames Server is like one of them, except this is more like a thing we do in creative though. So now to finally get to the introduction for Murder Mystery. So this pretty much here is the main start where everyone will be put into this little I wonder what you want to call it, house, tube, and yeah. I know there was some things that we had back then that was still here, but I think it's because when it was transferred over to Bedrock on the Xbox One edition, a lot of it disappeared. So at least for now, it was all empty because I think we didn't want to mess it up. I mean, heck, even the what is it? The lanterns weren't even a thing because Xbox One edition was never given the aquatic update, which was sucks. And I think it's better if I just show this off like this. So let me go ahead, put this to noon. Well, better is it better off day? Let me see. I hate when this thing's always an option. Hold on. But yeah, when it comes to propositions, it's special builders though. People that actually would take this seriously. So that's why for us, when we choose someone, it's gonna have to be someone who's actually familiar with our projects. So at least from back then too, each building, each structures that we've done, they didn't really exactly have a theme or like idea for it. Like it was all just randomly put together back then because we didn't exactly have an idea of what the theme would be for this. At least for the Lifeway crew too, for them, they did their part, and you could tell for like from this side to over there, like it was completely different vibes. Even says here too, even says sold and now owned by AK Baggy Ball. He says screw it, 10 out of 10 house. Because funny story back then, Queen J made this house and Baggy over there was making some other houses. Was trying to test something out. Queen J called him over and he showed him the house. Baggy literally gave himself a tour of it, and then that's when he wrote this down saying, "Ah, screw this." And Queen J and I were just starting to laugh. Believe it or not, this is how it was back in the day on Xbox One edition. You just had to rely on planks and good patterns. If you see Queen J's builds nowadays, whew, that man can build. That man can definitely build. That's for sure. Yeah, this was a nice house too. Especially the materials that we only had back then too. We didn't really have a lot. And we already had the killer kits too. And even this one he made as well. Because let me see. I think what it was too, I don't think he was given the time to put actual decoration, or I think he didn't want to. Because I think he told me that like he could, but he said like he would prefer me to add in the furniture myself. Because he wouldn't know how I would want the murder mysteries to work, at least on here, for all the viewers back then. Which was really fair, but because it was so perfect back then, and a lot of the player base and the viewers approved it too, they said, yeah, honestly, we kind of prefer it like this. You know, it's something really simple and really neat. And I was like, alright, cool. So everyone went along with it. But though to now, people would just prefer this, like, you know, a house that's been completely abandoned. And to be fair, they're not wrong. And it just keeps going higher too. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep it right here too. Yeah, Queen J, Baggy, and all of them did a great job back then, trying to keep it, you know, to the best hardcore building that was, or like at least the building blocks that were available back then 10 years ago. I guess this was it, man. This was our murder mystery, the way how we created in our eyes. And Tussle, I gave him permission to create a castle because he wanted to build a castle back then, and he definitely did. I gotta say, it was not a bad one. It was actually really impressive. This is detailed, a lot better than what I could do, laughing my ass off. Yeah. I mean, to nowadays, Queen J was like for Queen, he would have said this would have called himself a disgrace. If you compare his building skills 10 years ago to now. I know I did the water, what is it? The water fountain with Baggy that I do remember. This I actually did back then too, 10 years ago as well. Damn. How the freaking hell is it that my building skills back then were way better than they are today? I'm just talking real fact on that one. Damn. Where's that actually Matthew at? And let me see too. Potion trader, 1 gold equals 1 random potion. And yeah, this was something that me, Goldtrack, and Tussle came up with back in the day. We wanted to make it aware. We took the inspiration to not only look up Murder Mystery, how it would be done on Hypixel, but we also took the idea from the own box and decided to create a version of our own. Where once you find a gold ingot or nugget, basically you throw it in there and it just randomly gives you a potion. But your choices were pretty rare though. Sometimes you actually could have got grass, or you could have got bad luck and got short grass instead. Basically a way where it's not going to be just a simple you grab and go. It's going to be like, whether your luck's real or not. And we loved it back then because there were many moments of where it got a lot of us killed, but we loved it though, the way how it was done. Tussle had building though. For him, I think for my visuals, I think this man will be proud of his build. And I'm glad I'm giving myself a tour too, because I want to see what definitely needs to be remastered and what needs to be, you know, removed or we made, you know, that type of vibe. For me, I gave Tussle the full permission to do whatever type of build or furniture structure he wanted this. That man went all out and cooked. I think what it was, he needed my help. The only time he needed only me was to help him fill in some stuff or like give him like ideas of how I should do, like how he should have done the middle. And I think that was like the only time though. And of course, making it where the players have multiple options in this castle specifically, where you've got 4 ways to go, or you got 5. And it was each of the corners, somehow troll them in the middle. And let me see too. I think it was right here. Yeah, this is so there was 2 ways to lead that. And then when they come up here, so the one thing that we decided to do too, me and Tussle, that we talked about it, we want to make sure they have the option to not only make sure they escape, but there's a like alternative way where they can like survive. One way is to parkour on top of the trees, or where they get escape that way from the castle. Or the other way would be where, what would you call it? They get jumped out from the street and go back that way, but then they'll take damage. So that's another way. The other way is this. Let me see. So if they get to this side, they could save themselves a little damage, or they could try to go ahead and sneak the way back into here. Back then you couldn't crouch in these. Now you can. So this is kind of like a way where if you want to still stay in the castle, you can, but you gotta hope that person's not the smartest. Or if that person really wanted to, they could just jump, crouch while that person's just basically walking around. If it's someone who doesn't like coming on top, then you're basically safe. My route would have been this one. You jump. Yeah, you jump. Well, I think it's because I have the Electron. That's why. Yeah, just make sure. You jump. Yeah, there we go. And you go down here and get safe. So yeah, believe it or not, at least from when Telso started this project of the castle, I didn't know what to think of it back then, and I don't think anyone else did either. But then when he was done building the whole thing and giving it the best detail and routes and furniture there was, when everyone was testing it and they were playing through it, everyone just looked at me and looked back at Tasso, and we thought, this creative motherfucker actually did something really cool. Because a lot of Tasso's ideas are pretty random, and he was more like a robotic castle type of man. But when Tasso really has the right imagination when it comes to so much stuff, and you give him the time and the effort to make it happen, he gets it done. And I was really proud of Tasso, and I still am, because he made a lot of memorable moments when it came to this castle specifically. So I think if there's gonna be one man who's gonna remaster this castle, it's gonna be him, and I think he's gonna be more than happy to do this. And for the 4 viewers here, if you guys have any questions about the Pack Boys Minigames Server, be sure to let me know, okay? I will say, and I'm definitely gonna ask Tussle if he's gonna make this possible. He wanted to do a redstone for, at least back then, this was something that was cut because due to the time that we were launching the server on Xbox One Edition, he wanted to do redstone the last second to close up the gate right here, or where if you find the button in time, like a secret hidden button around the castle, like he could have put it anywhere and he will have the room to do it. If that person presses it, well, guess what? Whoever is in the castle, they're done. They're screwed if the murder is there. And the only way for you to open up the gate again is if you find another button that's on the opposite side or something to open it up. But let's say the gate's already open and you still press the second button to open it up, or the option to open it up, it won't work. How long did it take Murder Mystery alone? Whew, that's a good question. You see, like I said from back then, this was done by 2 groups. The Pack Boys and the Lifeway group. There were a total of 10 of us, but we weren't all on at the same time. There was like a total of 8 of us because, you know, back then, the maximum amount of limited players on a world or a server was 8 on Xbox One Edition. So, two people had to take turns each time, and because there was a good amount of us that were trying to build and trying to come up with detail without getting out of control of without us bantering or us getting distracted from each other, I would possibly have to say, if I had to think of the top of my head, just from everything here, I want to say 3 to 4 months. I'll be honest when I say 3 to 4 months of development just for this specific one alone. Because that's how special this map was to us, because this was the very first time that we did a murder mystery map with another group back then. As a matter of fact, I think this was actually the second project we ever did with the Lifeway group when it comes to doing mini games. The first one was with the Hunger Games. That one alone is gonna be one of the greatest remasters of all time, because, oh my god, the Hunger Games that everyone's seen on this one, whew, no one is ready for the biggest one yet. That one was the greatest project I've ever done of all time. That one is so special, so huge, so big, that it will blow everyone away when it comes to the true experience of Hunger Games. It's definitely, whew, at least 10,000 blocks out. I might be exaggerating, but let's go ahead and say 5,000. Like, same thing here. There was a lot of flat areas because we weren't all really creative when it comes to doing furniture back then. And we took some aspects from hide and seek minigame, and we threw it in here. Because here was the other thing too, when I saw the second lobby. So like you said, that carries a lot of memories. Indeed. When we did the Hunger Games project, that was for sure a year of development. Yeah, so it looked like from back then what it was. We, at least for Murder Mystery, we had the great ideas of doing the buildings themselves, but the problem is that no one was really great of adding in the decoration of the furniture back then. I think it was only a few of us, but I think what it was, those few people weren't available around the time. So that's why when it was kind of doing this, we realized that when it comes to Murder Mystery, players are not going to want to stay in one place for so long, or where they want to make sure they find actual spots to hide and not stay in one place all the time. So although this is showing all this in daytime, this map's actually meant to be played at nighttime. I'm only showing it daytime because this map needs to be shown to see like the before and after for it. So yeah, the nice part about this is that if you're someone who's just crouching, you just see the murder chasing someone, guess what? And that murder just looks up at you and just notices you're in the one place where you can't get out, you're done. Like I'm sorry, but you're just done. Unless you just somehow just crouch right here and hope that, he just sprints, he keeps sprinting right here, and you have like a small skin or something, you just run out the other way. That's happened to me so many times, and trust me, a lot of the Pack Boys back then, they were a bunch of dumbasses, but they were my dumbasses. This was me. I don't want to brag on my build, but I think I built me a masterpiece right here. Chef's kiss to this builder. This was done by your boy. For me, I didn't have much decorating experience, but I definitely did a hell of a job on this one. Yep, this one was definitely done by me. The one time I actually had more building skills than anyone back then, or more detailed building. Yeah, this one was done by me. This one alone. I had to one up Queen J, so instead of me making a bigger building him, I built a medium building, but I showed off my detail and finishes pretty well. And that man was like, alright, bro. He's like, you think you won on me? I was like, yeah, I know I can. And certain signs too were from 10 years ago, so the signs are not going to have the words on them. What was this? What was this? I think we had something very important right here, but I need to go back in time, back on actual spawn edition to see what it is. This is something that's also in Gold Track we're both building together. They were trying to figure out the redstone to see how it's gonna work out, and it definitely did, because the redstone that was built right here, they were testing it. As a matter of fact, you can just see the redstone right here, and then you can see some of the redstones right over here too. Like, they were testing it for a long time. And even like this one right here. So yeah, for a lot of the redstones, they needed their own personal testing just before we can add them into the map. That's why we took it seriously, where if we know it's going to mess up something in the map, at least we're testing it first. That's why it was really important to us, and why it took so long for this one. Because the main problem wasn't the building. Like, it kind of was, but that was like 50% of it. And it definitely wasn't the decoration or the environment. It was the redstoning. And this was what I built back then. The redstone was probably the most annoying thing. And I can already see what my problem is already. This thing. I don't know why I have the yellow carpet. And I think what it was too, I made sure like the specific trees that were here, I made sure like they were able to be parkoured on. And let me see something. Okay, so I could have done. I don't know why I was being lazy on that one. This one Gold Track did back in the day too. I for sure he needed my help on this. I remember him asking me about it all the time. He would keep pulling me away from other people and just help them do this. I admit, I actually like doing this one with him. Like, he wasn't much of a builder himself, but he definitely had his own experiences. So we both gave it a big go, and we did it. We definitely asked Tussle for like ideas when it comes to detailing or like how he would see a prison, and that's when, you know, he gave a hand on it too. It says, please. Flex tape. Oh yeah, huh? I want to see something too. No. Paper. Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, due to the amount of blocks that we have, like doing this map is gonna take a long time. That's for sure. By the way, ladies and gents, if you guys are enjoying what you guys are seeing so far, at least for the minigame server, be sure to show some support by subscribing to the channel and help me get to 400 subscribers. And of course, leaving a like too is always showing appreciation as well. And yeah, same thing like for this part of the map specifically, we were running out of time because we were trying to give ourselves like a time limit. And we did say that we wanted to do it before around 5 months. That was the plan goal. because we knew we weren't going to get it done by the first month because not everyone was available. Even back then when I still had school, like back in middle school. Middle school was still a thing for me back then. So that's why the trickiest part about all this, and this is a true fact, the Pack Boys had to work around my schedule, every single one of them. But because we were all still in school and we all got out at the same time, doing our own time zones, it worked out perfectly. So that's why when it came to this, it was perfect timing. Why like the scheduling worked out so well. This time around, it's where we have to plan a calendar and actually call and make time, and just we check on them too. They make time. I know Jurassic Cannon and I think Anomalous 2 with Adam West, they built this, and they wanted my opinion what I should add, and they called it the Luck Temple. And this is what Jurassic made as his quote. So I think the greatest thing about the murder mystery, at least for this one, is that we like adding lore to the map. We love adding its backstory. And as a matter of fact, that's why when it came to doing the hide and seek one, we wanted to add that lore into it. So this one's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. And already one thing I really did just to add the murder mystery vibe. Let me show you guys this. So I added this from the reveal poster that I did a long time ago for the fog. That I added in. But I'm taking it out now because I'd rather add that at the ending. Because I can admit this. I could just easily spread these out right now. And let me see, even the one with the flies too. So at least for the time being, this one will not be having its particles just yet because we rather wait on that. And just to show you, and if anyone's interested to see how much blocks we have when it comes to building, definitely let me know in chat and I'll show it off. So this one isn't really me just trying to also give the tour of Murder Mystery what it looked like, but also giving the tour of the memories as well. And I think for me, I think my first project already is the lobby, or like where, or at least where you first start at, is gonna be my first project, at least towards this. So, yeah. What'd you think, Iggy? If you're still here, of course. And like I said too, not only was this meant for murder mystery, but back in the second level it said, this is also meant for hide and seek as well. That's why this also has the vibe for a hide and seek map. But it is, but it isn't. If that makes any sense. So the only problem is when this is amazing. Alright, thank you. So for sure, the Pack Boys and I are going to enjoy remastering this one. But if you want to see like the idea how this map will be fully remastered, let me just show you the hide and seek one. How I did it along with Baggy. Let's start off like right. Let's start like right here. Or was it like right here? I really hate how this option's always glitching into it. Alright, let's go ahead and take these off for now. So at least this way you could get the proper example. So, yeah. Let's do it like this. I always want friends or a group like this. I know it's very special. And this is actually meant to be at nighttime too, by the way. For hide and seek, this is what it was. Oh, matter of fact, I actually just show it to you like this. Hold on. This is what this thing was for. Let's just show it to you like this. Nope. No. There we go. Much better. This is how it's going to be shown. So we'll start off with this way in the middle. As a matter of fact, I think just for the sake of that you guys can actually see everything, because I know on the stream it could be a bit blurry or like a bit hard to see. Let's just go ahead and show off like this. And believe it or not, the Pack Boys is the longest living group, at least I know, that's been here since for the past 14 years now. Since Xbox 360. So what I'm doing is now I'm showing a proper example of how you can imagine a murder mystery being remastered, remade. I was just pretend I actually made it. DDR. What does that stand for? If you don't mind me asking. Let's see. But yeah, there you have it. That's like a good. What I showed off is basically like an example of what you can expect from the murder mystery, though. So now that people have like a great idea what it could be, or what to expect for it. And just to show this off too, this is the amount of materials that we're basically working with, by the way. This is where the fun's going to begin. So I'm just gonna slowly scroll up. And trust me when I say this. I haven't got to 50% of it yet. This is just the train tracks. And the food, potions, dogs, mobs, vegetables. More vegetables, more trees, blocks, more windows, redstone, doors. It's still going. Benches. We're getting onto the wood stuff now. There you go. That's what I call a lot. Oh, and I have a secret from Murder Mystery as well. A game mode. Who likes to see that what that game mode is going to be hinting? This is a big secret. Why do I have a couple of packs? There you go. Let's do this for now. Damn right, this is gonna be done like this. We're gonna need... We're gonna need a couple of these guys. You'll see what I'm about to do in a moment. Hold that thought. Now, be gone. Whoops. That you need to put back. Hold on. Whoops. Was that from up there? I think it was from here. Oh yeah, it was from right here. Hold on, real quick. Hang on. Alright. This is what I wanted to show. Ready? Meal. Panda. Sheep. And we make this sound too. And wolf. And we get to change. That's not all. Abomination. If you thought I wasn't a big fan of horror mobs then, wait till you see this one. No one's ready for this type of murder mystery. Meet the Abomination. You are the murderer. And he's not the only one. The way they come at you too. The Alpha Wolf. When it sees its prey. No one is ready for this. Murder Mystery is more special than anyone thinks. Did I forget to mention Dead by Daylight, by the way? Dead by Daylight is coming to the Pack Boys Minigames Server. If you know what that game is, then you're ready. Back rooms. How about this? As a matter of fact, I got a better idea. How about we just do this? Backrooms is also coming. You better watch out. Cause I'm coming in after you, boy. And there will be blood. Look at this man. Let's do this. Let's show you the cable locker. Let's take this off for now. Wow. Fucking incredible. I've never been so proud of myself making this possible on a server. That's some cool shit that you barely see nowadays. Brother, look at this man's feet. No, we're gonna do. How about we just get outside first? There are so many of them. Yee, He's my favorite one. This guy may be little, but he will get you. You're someone who's afraid of lizards. You better watch out. Just, this is going to be amazing. Let's give you something that you're familiar with. How about Slender Man? Matter of fact, how about we give someone something that they are more familiar with? Let's give you Dracula. The Vampire King himself. That's all for now, folks. There are basically over 300 morphs that will be into not only Murder Mystery, but hide and seek itself. And with Dead by Daylight also confirmed coming to the minigame server as well, this is just the beginning. But of course, this is gonna be the only big tease that anyone's gonna see for this specific part for a while, because the next time you possibly see this is if I'm fooling around with it with the Pack Boys, or we're basically focusing on the next major part of the game modes or update for this as well. So I believe this is a good part. Yep. Not all of them are horror. A lot of them are meant to be the good old classics. So for now, because as you can see, there is Morph, Naturalist, and Horror. So for right now, this is what we're gonna call it, guys. Hope you all did, matter of fact, enjoy seeing this Pack Boys Minigame Server about a mystery. Basically showing the introduction, the tour of it. The next time you guys see me go live on here, it'll most definitely be with building with the boys and the girls, hopefully. So, my name is Matthew. Big well, farewell. Take care. Hope you all have a good night. I'll see you all for more streams soon. Later, guys. Oh, and of course, if you're a viewer too, I almost forgot to say, that wants to share their opinions about the minigame server, or how they feel about it, and the feedback, be sure to leave it down in the regular chat in the Discord community server below. So with that said, see y'all next time.